This is kind of cool thing that happened over at MetLife Stadium. The Transplant Games of America were held at MetLife Stadium this year. So transplant recipients, donors, and their families came out to compete and celebrate. So here to tell us all about it are Victor DeSanto and Paul Jova. Good morning, guys. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yes, and so now you are both, your sons are transplant recipients, and Paul, you're also a donor for your son. So tell us, why are events like the Transplant Games so important to your family?
Well, the Transplant Games raise awareness for donors and recipients. It's key to have the public know that recipients live a great life going forward once they receive that gift of life. It's very important that the general public know that, and as a donor dad, it's important to see lives continuing.
Incredible stuff. So, Victor, tell us a little bit about your son Joe's heart transplant journey and how you connected with NJ Sharing Network and Team Liberty, and then your volunteer efforts with each as well.
Well, my son Joe was diagnosed with dilated cardiomyopathy in 2005, and in 2006 he had a heart transplant when he was 12 years old. Once he recovered, my family wanted to give back, so we began volunteering for the New Jersey Sharing Network, speaking at events, high schools, hospitals, wherever they needed us to volunteer and speak, we would. For the past few years, I've been co-chair of the Sharing Network's two annual 5K celebrations of life with Paul Jova, my good friend. This year, there'll be May 18th in Ocean Grove and June 9th in New Providence. My family then went to our first Transplant Games in Pittsburgh in 2008, and we have been going to the Transplant Games ever since, all across the country. We've also been volunteering for Team Liberty ever since. My wife is co-manager, my wife Patty, and my daughter Laura is a critical part of the Team Liberty Executive Committee.
Incredible stuff. So, Paul, tell us a little bit about your son, Andrew, and your work with Sharing Network and Team Liberty as well.
Well, my son Andrew was a 17-year-old looking forward to his senior year of high school and getting his driver's license when the worst possible thing happened. We had an accident, and we were in that hospital, and waiting for a miracle to happen. And we were approached by the Sharing Network. That's when my first contact ever. Never heard of them before that. And they said about donating when the doctor said it was obvious he wasn't going to be able to pull through. At that point, we decided to give that gift and donate. My son's the hero. We're not. He's the one who sacrificed for other people. I became involved with the Sharing Network back in 2008 when that happened. I sit on the foundation board right now. I get to see a lot of the great things that are happening due to organ donation, and both sides of the spectrum, recipients and donors. And to see Victor, who is a good friend of mine, that's how we got to meet him and join Team Liberty, is through the Sharing Network. And the work that they do, Team Liberty, to get awareness out there is great.
Such amazing backstories. Now, can you give us a little bit more insight into the Transplant Games and what your experiences were? Maybe Victor, you can start us off.
So the 2024 Transplant Games were in Birmingham, Alabama, and it's basically a festival-style event, the Transplant Games, where recipients, living donors, donor families, professionals, staff, family members, and it's a competition, various sports. There's also non-athletic sports where recipients and living donors can compete. In 2024, I was a recent recipient, so I was able to compete in cornhole, trivia, darts, and Texas Hold'em. But more importantly, I was able to meet and connect with recipients, living donors, and donor families from all across the country in order to spread awareness about the effectiveness of organ, eye, and tissue donation and the need for more people to register to donate. Right now, there are over 100,000 people in the country and over 4,000 people here in New Jersey on a waiting list waiting for a life-saving organ transplant. And the goal of the Sharing Network and Team Liberty is to raise awareness so that we can reduce those numbers and save and enhance lives.
Yeah. Paul, can you tell us a little bit, Victor was just saying, bringing that awareness. What's something that you would want people to know about organ donation? Because I think there's kind of this thought process of like, I need to die first in order to donate, or I need, I'm giving something up. So what's something that you would want folks to know about it?
Well, there's a lot of misnomers out there. One thing is you don't have to die to be an organ donor. There's living donors that are out there. We have a couple on Team Liberty that have, selfishly given organs to help other people down the line. Not even family members. Just it's amazing. The part of awareness is key to everything that in organ donation, because a lot of people have fears about it. Will they end life sooner? It's all a misnomer. It's a fallacy. Organ donation is the key to keeping lives going forward.
And where can we learn more information and how to get more involved?
Well, you can go ahead, Victor.
Well, you can go to the Sharing Network website at njsharingnetwork.org, and there's plenty of information. You're also able to register as an organ donor on the website. And we have a wealth of information where you can learn about organ donation and volunteering and the effectiveness of organ tissue and eye donation.
Paul and Victor, thank you both so very much. Dads, donor, volunteers, we appreciate all the work you do, and thanks for spending some time with us this morning.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Incredible stuff.
What stories?
Yeah, right?
What backstories?
Could you imagine? Oh man, wonderful, wonderful work. All right, guys, coming up, how to keep your kids active all winter long.